Meanwhile, joining us right now, we've got the host of the Renegade Republican.
Wait, can I say his name?
Don Bongino, or Dan Bongino, or Dan
Bongino.
Can I? Whatever.
Dan, have you gotten that before?
Yeah, unfortunately, but you know, I've only done the show with Brian like 500 times. I'm gonna have to start calling him like Brad Meadkill or something like that, just to pay him back.
Well, you really could hurt me and call me Brain, which was done on my birthday cake.
Oops-a-daisy.
No problem.
All right, you know, today you are down in Palm Beach Gardens, and to the north of you, about 900 miles in Washington, D.C., it seems like everybody is just simply talking about Russia, 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 and now Time magazine, which was once one of America's great weeklies, has now got a cover of the White House merging with St. Basil's Cathedral as if Russia's taking over the White House. What do you think about that?
Yeah, this story is really infuriating, Steve. I mean, this is a complete, total fabrication. You know, they mentioned another report about another network that there may be Russian agents somehow colluding with Trump. You know, there are Russian agents out there, but it's the left-wing media. That's the joke of this whole thing. You know, the old-school communists understood a long time ago that America could only be destroyed from within. But they never thought the Democrat media complex would make the darn thing so easy. This is a disgrace. It's a total lie. It's a scam, this Trump-Russia collusion
story. You know what I hear? A very interesting story today, and I've heard this in a few other places, that this is no longer making the Russians happy, that they are unnerved by what's going on, that they've lost control of whatever they were doing. It's out of control, and any hope they had of having better relations with us because they need us, as the world needs us, are by the boards, because they can't even figure out what's going on.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, because this is a topic I've been hitting on my own show frequently. Now the Russian effort, whatever it was before the election, to propagandize Americans in this narrative here, and I'm sure some of that did happen, it's now backfiring on them, because whatever Trump does to pacify relations between us and the Russians will be viewed by the kooky left-wing media as an effort to further their narrative that, hey, look, now he's really cooperating with the Russians, so now he's going to counter-react in a different way and make things more difficult for the Russians. It's really like triple reverse psychology here.
Dan, let me ask you a question. You're a former Secret Service agent, former NYPD officer, and you are the host of this show, Renegade Republican, so you know
he could not hold a job.
You have a great resume, keeping our country safe.
Thank you.
But also, since President Trump has been elected, just in the last 3 months, the number of arrests from ICE agents has increased 38%, and 75% of those arrested are convicted criminals. That includes homicides, assault, sexual abuse, and drugs. What's your reaction?
Yeah, well, this shows the failure of the Obama rhetoric for 8 years on immigration. You know, words matter. Words matter for two reasons. One, amongst the illegal immigrant community, word spreads quickly that if you come here and there's a real light environment to law enforcement, a light touch, that you're probably not going to be arrested, so therefore everyone else should come too. Also, amongst the law enforcement community where I work, you know, Ainsley, it matters. They want to know that they're going to have, the government's going to have their back, leaders are going to have their back, political leaders, when they do their jobs. That stuff matters.
Absolutely. Right. Now, one of the things about Dan Bongino is when he was in Secret Service, he knew he had made it when he was finally made the lead agent on some of these overseas trips that the President of the United States took. And today at 2:10 this afternoon from Joint Base Andrews, Dan, the President's going to leave on a 5-country, 9-day tour, which, you know what, as we put the map up, it's going to change the subject. People aren't going to be talking about Russia. They're going to be talking about making America great, making the world great. This is going to help him reset the narrative, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, whereas Barack Obama started the apology tour, you know, Trump, this is going to be the apology tour apologizing for Barack Obama's apologies for America. We have nothing to be ashamed of. That Make America Great Again is really going to change the narrative on an overseas trip. Now, I've been embedded in these. There is nothing that imposes more gravity upon a presidency than being overseas with international leaders, signing agreements, engaging in press conferences, and showing the power of the United United States on foreign soil to countries that frankly need us. This war on terror is not going to be won alone. And this trip to Saudi and Israel is going to be a big message to the international community that the United States is back. We're ready to start kicking butt in this war on terror, and we're looking for people to join us. And the apology tour for America is over. Those days are done. Stick a fork in them.
Right. Message to Iran, too. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.